Next year, I might buy the drawers that have the 2 smaller ones on top. That I changed my desk arrangement. This. Here's my files. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Brianna and I am a third grade teacher in North Carolina. This is my first week. I'm trying 2 vlogs a week. So this will be posted on Wednesday, as you see, and the remainder of my week will be posted on Friday, I believe I said. We'll see. I'll probably take a poll on my Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and click the link down below and follow me, because I poll you guys often about video ideas and things I'm doing in the classroom, and just try to interact with you guys as much as I can. Also, something I'm about to talk about, I posted all about on my Instagram on Saturday. So if you don't follow me there, you wouldn't know that I changed my desk arrangement. And with the pencil boxes, this probably looks crazy, but my desk is now vertical to the smartboard, which leaves so much more room for my kids to have a better view of the board. And I will talk about this in a moment. But this desk up here used to sit horizontally. So I would be right in front of the board and there would be like not a lot of room for kids up front. Well, now I have 6 kids here. I have 2 kids here. I can see so many of them so much easier. It's really life-changing. Now, I did put tape on the floor to hopefully keep them lined up, but clearly I have friends that struggle. So I'll fix that, but I gave them several reminders for lining their desks up today, but they did pretty good. I love, love, love this setup now. My pink bucket that you see there, the one from the Target Dollar Spot, usually sits right here as my turn-in bucket. Unfortunately, my projector has to be here based on like where it hits my board. But with my turn-in bucket here, I'll show you. Like, it's fine. It's not taking up space. I actually have more space this way. I really don't know how, but like all of my plans, I had them sit here today. My computer sits here and I write over here, and it just worked out so great. I felt I was really happy with it. I think the kids were really happy with it because they had an easy view of the board. So that is one change that I have made lately. This, if you notice, I have 2 drawers here, my copy drawer and my file drawer. My copy drawer has become a file drawer because I haven't filed in so long. My assistant was helping me organize everything. Normally, if I file at the end of every week, which I should probably do, after I do this, I want to start doing it, even though it's basically so close to the end of the year, but I'm going to do that. We're organizing everything based on scale. So fractions, main idea, central message, well, not that, that's states of matter, figurative language, area and perimeter. And then I have folders. For math, I organize it by standard, but for ELA, I'm just gonna organize it by concept. These 2 buckets are my fraction towers. My kids put them away, so they're not very neat, but I've decided to store them when I got them from my Donors Choose last year, just like Michelle from Pocketful of Primary does, in these sandwich containers, because it's easy for each kid to have them. The only thing is it does take up a ton of space, but this is 30 sets right here, and I'm so glad that I have the opportunity for all of my students to have the manipulatives. We've been using them every day, so that's been nice. Another thing, that is a robotics table, and it's a little dusty, so excuse it, but it's thick on the sides, and then it's just like it goes down. Maybe I'll show you when we have it set up for robotics. So we're going to start practicing on the table with our mat for robotics, because some of the challenges we've been doing, they've been coming off the mat a little bit and we didn't realize that it affects it. But they're gonna hit the wall. So we want them to practice on there because our competition is coming up in a month. And my anchor chart just fell. Awesome, because I just re-hung the hook last week. Okay, another thing I wanted to say, my robotics competition was supposed to be the day or during the weekend of the Miami trip, but they changed it, and like everything's just falling into place. Like this Miami trip is so meant to be. So thank you, because without you guys, I wouldn't have a following. I wouldn't be reaching teachers. So like, thank you, because that's like one of the only reasons I get to go on this trip. So, wow, it's unbelievable how it all works out, because I'm the head coach for robotics. So if the competition was still that weekend, like I wouldn't be able to go to the Miami trip, and the Miami trip is like a once in a lifetime experience. So thank you world for working out in my favor. Let me show you what else I'm doing. So this keeps falling. I hung up a new hook on Saturday when I was here actually. But there just must be too much weight. So I'm gonna take these down. And I'll have to take some of the anchor charts off. We got a lot going on. My substitute made this on Friday. Look at that, that's awesome. The only reason my sub made this is because we had enrichment all morning. So she had like 3 hours of nothing to do. So beautiful. What I need to do right now is look over these task cards. This is one of my centers, and if you want me to make a whole video on my centers, let me know, because I've done one in the past when I like first started getting into centers and things, but it just works so well and I do it differently than I did last year. So thumbs up this video and let me know down below if you want to see an updated math centers, rotations, stations kind of video. It's been going so well all year. My kids are so good at it, and I want to incorporate more things, but you know, there's not always enough time. So I do what I can, and I'm excited to add more next year and start it earlier and just really have my kids like dive into centers, because that's my favorite time of day. The end of the day, oh my goodness. I was talking to my intern and I'm like, you come at the worst point of the day. Like, you guys know, if you're a teacher, you lose them at the end of the day. It's tough. It's been really rough at the beginning of the day is so great. We get so much done. And then it just all goes away. I mean, granted, we do social studies, science, and writing at the end of the day. So we're like talking about exciting topics, and I'm getting excited and they're getting excited, and I need to teach them how to handle their excitement, but it's been tough. I'm going to quickly check off those task cards. I circle the ones that are incorrect. They actually did this last Thursday. So they're gonna go back to it tomorrow. Well, it depends. If they all did really well, then I'm going to put different task cards up. But if they have a lot to correct, or if they didn't get to a lot, then I would typically have them go back a second day to fix their mistakes, and it just gets them up moving around the room. That's what I'm gonna do right now. And then I will probably head out of here, even though I have to file that stuff. I don't know, we will see. So I finished up grading those. I'm leaving that there for tomorrow morning. I'm super hungry, so I am going to head home. I printed this. This was a freebie on TPT, my name and fractions, and I think I'm going to use it as an early finisher for my friends who are done with the task cards tomorrow, because most of them got pretty far. Some of them were very lost, but they should be okay. Yeah, they get to build their name, and my name has this many equal parts, so how many letters are in your name. Each letter of my name represents the unit fraction, however many letters are in your name. So that'll be a fun little extra activity, because I always want to do like little crafts and things, and I feel like I never have time. but I know that's not much of a craft, but it's good practice. So I'm going to head home and I will see you guys tomorrow. This vlog is going to be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So yes, I'll see you then. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning and it's 6:52. I'm headed to school and I feel really good. We didn't go grocery shopping this weekend because we went to Topgolf. Whoops. And that's in Charlotte, so it's pretty far away from us. But whatever, you know, spur of the moment, live life. We went grocery shopping last night and Bachelor was on and I was just like not in the mood to cook my usual lunch. So I have a protein shake, I have 2 hard-boiled eggs, I have a round of cheese, and I have my dang rice chips. And my dang rice chips are really good. Maybe I'll show you later. But they're kind of a lot of points. Well, not really. I think they're like 4 or 5 but you can't eat the whole bag. It's like 3 servings in a bag, so. But they're really good. So I'm gonna head to school. I just turned cruise control on. Good. We have a reading test today, which usually I don't do read aloud, but I'm reading aloud to my friends who can't read because we're testing them on the skill of main idea and not if they can read. And I should have been doing this all year, but me being a new reading teacher, I didn't recognize that. So I've had kids making 30s and everybody else is getting proficiency in the other classes, and I'm like, how? You have kids who are a level D because they're reading to them. So we're gonna try that today, see how it goes, and continue learning about fractions and continue learning about landforms in science for our social studies lessons that were supposed to be this week that I'm having to push off. And writing, we're starting our persuasive letters, and I'm really excited because we haven't just wrote in a really long time. So let's get to school so that we can get this day started. It's going to be a good day. After lunch, we're going to make it happen. It's not going to be chaotic. And then we have a meeting after school. You won't come with me, but let's go. So today was actually a really good day. I think I figured out the key to having a calm end of the day, which is frustrating because yes, I want my kids to work in partners. Yes, I want them to work in groups, but when they have to work independently, they know they need to work independently and they are silent. They're working on a project for social studies, a little flip book, landforms. I guess it's science, but it's in the middle of our social studies unit because we are going to be doing stuff with communities and landforms. Actually, we're a little bit behind, so I'm hoping I can get them to finish those up tomorrow. I'm also gonna have them do a lot of test corrections. I have their area and perimeter math test, which they did really well on. So those corrections should be super simple. And then I have their main idea test from today, which they also did pretty well on. I read the test to my students who are struggling readers, and usually they make in the 30s because they take it on their own and they can't understand it. And all of them made in the 70s. One of them made a 91. It's one of my highest grades in the class. This child is so beyond smart and he needs reading intervention like nobody's business. So in North Carolina, we do the tiered interventions. I know some people are very against them, but it's how my school works and I have to do it that way. So I have a meeting this week to get him bumped up to tier 3. So he'll work one-on-one with another teacher, and if he does not make growth or sufficient growth there, then he is tested for a learning disability. Which is so clear, so beyond clear, to go from making a 30 to a 90. And it's not because he's not focused and paying attention on his own, because he is. Because when he takes his math tests on his own, he makes hundreds. So luckily he can read those basic words. But the end of the day went so smoothly. So I just finished grading my kids' test, and I graded with an orange highlighter, and I am living for grading with an orange highlighter. It's so thick and beautiful and dark, and I loved it. So I have that stacked up. Those are in my grade book. I emailed a few parents, and what I'm going to do right now, I feel like I had a plan. I think I'm gonna clean up my area. So I now have a globe. Let me go over there and show you what's going on. So our PTO has just placed an order for each grade level, and we asked for beautiful new globes. I have one over there from another teacher, but that one's kind of falling apart, and it's really old, and it's not blue, and I'm really excited to put this one together. My girls helped me organize this during indoor recess today. It was below 32 degrees, so we could not go outside, and they love helping me organize and clean. So I told them what piles things went in, and they made sticky notes for me. And then what my student intern and I were doing was putting everything in folders. So we decided that the orange folders are for writing, the green is for science, blue is for social studies, yellow is for reading, and red is for math. So we were sorting everything by topic. In the past, and what these are just master copies. So last year, I did it by standard, and this is all just math because I taught math and science last year. However, our standards have changed, and I feel like they're going to continue to change. So if I'm going to keep these for like the remainder of my teaching career, which is 27 more years, I decided to sort it by what it is instead of letters and numbers that don't really mean much to me. So I started at the beginning of the year with standards for math, and I didn't really know what I was doing for reading. So this has made it so much easier. I'm going to eventually change all these too. But right now, this is the stuff that was in my file and copy drawer. So I'm gonna finish organizing this, and I need a screwdriver for my globe, so I'm not gonna put that together today. We also got, I wanted more base 10 blocks. I put a link on there for one that came with 3 sets, but I only ended up with 1, but that's okay. Another one is helpful. We also got magnifying glasses, and again, all of this is from our PTO, so that they are amazing. All right, let me get to organizing. We are looking much more organized over here. I just have a few final 2-step word problems that I grabbed from another drawer, but I'm so excited because my grade, copy, and file drawer are finally all cleaned out. It's been months, guys. Let me know if you're the same way. Let me also know if you like to keep a master copy of everything. A lot of resources, like if they're not my TPT resources that I've purchased, but someone on my grade level has, and we've shared it before, like, I technically know you're not supposed to do that. However, unless you buy the shareable one, so I don't know what they bought. I'm not gonna ask. I know you don't either. But like, I want to keep it for myself so I could look back on it. Or if I'm reteaching at the end of the year or in a small group throughout the year, I want to have things to pull from. So I keep a master copy of everything from the year, or most things if I remember, just because of those reasons. It's good to have. So my lunch count is ready for tomorrow. My homework board is ready. Tomorrow I'll just need to come in. I've been doing slides for the morning, so it mentions their morning work and what to do after, so they have no questions. But I'm going to head out because I've been catching up on a lot of messages and responding to emails, and I've been here longer than I need to be. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Can you tell I'm rocking my 3rd day hair? Yes, and no makeup because we've made it to hump day. We've made it through, and today was another really good, productive day. I don't know if I mentioned, but I did not look through my plans this weekend because I chose to do some self-care and spend time with family. And it was a lot of fun and definitely needed, so that's good. But right now I'm working on plans for science next week. Now, usually we are not this far behind, and usually I don't plan alone. However, we were originally going to be moving into soil and plants next week, and we have all those plans, all those copies ready, everything to go actually for the entire unit. And today, when we were finishing up the unit, we decided it would make more sense to do our landforms and bodies of water unit now, and then start our soil after that. So we have plans from a few years ago. I have last year's plans and the year before that, and I'm just playing around with them and fitting it into 2 weeks, trying to fit in some fun activities. And I don't know, I just feel like planning alone, like, okay, this is what I've learned about planning with a team. How do I say this? Don't get me wrong, collaborating is so fantastic, but it's difficult to plan and incorporate everything that I would use while I'm teaching for an entire grade level. And my grade level is several teachers, and obviously we're all going to teach very differently. So I feel like we sort of plan the bare minimum. We usually have a smartboard lesson for math. We have a morning work worksheet, an independent practice worksheet, and a homework worksheet. And like centers we do on our own, small group plans we do on our own. So the extra stuff is like up to me or the individual teacher, but the core stuff is there to be used. And then I'm free to go back and change whatever I want to change, which I used to do a lot more. And you know, we all get into this rut like at this time of year where we're close to the end, but we're just awkwardly in the middle. It is nice though to have those lessons to fall back on. So when I'm not in the zone of being really creative and doing a lot of more engaging activities, I would say, I have the smartboard. I can teach. My kids will learn and they will get the appropriate material they need, but it's not my ideal situation. Anyway, so I feel like when I'm planning with a group, especially math, like that's just a core subject that certain things you need to teach a certain way, and if they've worked in the past and most teachers are comfortable with it, then we just continue using it from year to year and we tweak a few things. So I've learned that I can't really try to throw in all of my ideas from either just my brain, or like I don't want to share ideas that would take too much prep. I'd rather just prep them for myself and have them for my class. Even though like, yes, I should be sharing with my whole team, like I just know who would want to use those ideas and who wouldn't. And since everyone's not going to use it, it's like, why share it in planning and have to prep everything for it to not even be used. So I've kind of stopped sharing my ideas, like I said, from my head or from like Magic of Math, Amy Lemons and Hope King's math units. And I kind of do that stuff on my own. So sitting here with science right now, I'm kind of like enjoying doing this on my own because I'm including all of the fun activities and I'm making the plan, so we're just gonna have to do it. I don't know, with like planning other subjects, like we get so far ahead because we just fall into the pattern of putting a sticky note on a master copy and saying this is how many copies we need of this and this is what day it's for. So I feel like on my own I can really dive deep into what we're doing. I feel like this will be helpful. A couple teachers on my team have also expressed their frustration with science and social studies falling short this year, because normally we do teams where reading and writing is together, math is one thing, and then science and social studies is planned by a group of teachers. But this year it's math, science, and social studies. So science and social studies is always pushed to the back burner, obviously because math is tested. It's frustrating, but that's how it is. I'm trying to not push it to the back burner, and I'm actually getting excited about this because like science is my jam. You know the shirt that says reading is my jam? I actually have that shirt. I need one that says science is my jam because I love science. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm going through old plans, combining things, looking for things we need. And what we do is we get a master copy and we put a sticky on it. And these are just examples of the activities we're gonna create. So that's why I don't need one for every kid. This is the plate activity to show how much water in comparison to land there is on the earth. I feel like that's a really good visual for kids. The only thing I would change is it's broken into fourths because 3/4 of the water is, 3/4 of the earth is water. However, the fresh water is not, it does not take up 1/4. So I feel like with the freshwater piece being a whole fourth, I feel like it's not showing kids that there's really a lot less fresh water. But yes, I'm just gathering things. I also finished my filing cabinet, so let me show you. The only thing I have in my file drawer now are like things for student data that I need to file. And in my copy drawer, I have these task cards that I want to be cut and a few other things that I just keep on hand to be copied. And in my grade file, I have all their beginning of the year writing, all of their beginning of the year words their way, spelling tests, and then our reading homework answer key. And that's it. So that is cleaned out. Back table over there only has my new magnifying glasses, my new place value box, and my globe, and then something I have to put in the cabinet. But here's my files. In the front, I just have things that I need for the school year. This one's orange because I was running out of red ones and it's spiral review, so I just wanted it to stand out. But I have all the math units from this year so far with a master of everything we've done. Notice this is when I started branching off and doing magic of math stuff. Math is red, reading is yellow, orange is writing, green is science, and then blue is social studies. And oh my goodness, I love it so much. I love that I didn't do it by standard like I've done in the past, because like this is really difficult to go look for things. At least here, I know I'm looking for unknown numbers in multiplication and division. I'm not like looking for OA 3 or 6 or whatever the standard is, because I don't memorize standards, and I kind of think it's silly too, since like I said, our standards for North Carolina just changed. We're no longer considered Common Core. They've taken a few things out, moved a few things around. It technically still is, but yes. So if you think this is beautiful, give this video a thumbs up. But that is complete. I'm going to continue working on science plans. As you can see, the sun is going down and blinding me, so I'm gonna get out of here. I also have come to the conclusion that I'm messing around with a Google Doc right now, and I can easily do that at home. There are a few things that I could bring home to grade, but I'm not going to. I plan on coming in early tomorrow and handling that. I kind of have my thoughts wrapped together, my mind wrapped around science and what's going on. So I'm gonna finish that up at home tonight just to have it organized, and then I have to find all the copies from the teachers who have them from last year, and then we will be ready to go. Let me show you what we did today. So the other day I showed you those black buckets that hold my fraction towers. Well, the current math manipulative we're using, I like to store in the drawers closer to the kids. That way we don't have to pass it out every day. So today I finally put it in here. I have 1, 2, 4 of these drawer systems set up around my classroom. You'll notice they have my little carousel caddies on the top. We don't really use those. Right now they have just blank number lines and counters in them. I've kind of used them this year as like manipulative caddies. As you can see, it would be hard to make this like a community supply because of my desks not being in groups. However, coming to think about it, I love how Miss Calls Campers puts her crayons and, well, I could just say crayons in the caddy. So maybe I'll put crayons in them next year, but these are oddly shaped for that. I just had these for my circus theme and then kept them for this year because they're colorful. But they kind of are also just a marker of what group my kids are in, which I haven't really used much this year. I don't know, still playing around with the idea of this, but I'm also thinking that next year I might buy the drawers that have the two smaller ones on top, so I can use those as passing out and turning in drawers for the table group. And that would only be for centers. The colorful file folders that I have in here, I used a red one and a green one, and they used to sit on these picture frame holders. Thumbs up this video if you remember me doing this. And I had these rest here and the folders would sit on top. One folder would be designated for the independent practice and the other folder was for their recording sheet for the task cards that were around the room. So that eliminated time of me having to pass things out every day when it was that groups, my groups did not rotate by centers. Like I said, I need to make a whole centers video, but say it was 2 kids at this group's turn to do independent practice. They would come over to the green folder, pull the independent practice out, sit back down and do their work. I didn't have to pass it out. They didn't have to ask me where it was. It actually worked very well. The only thing that didn't work was the folders falling on the floor constantly. So I'm thinking if I have those 2 drawers at the top, like one could be for the independent practice and the other one could be for math of the room, which is my task cards, those recording sheets, or one could be for math, one could be for reading. I feel like there's just so much I could do with that system because I really, really like the idea of it. This just took up too much space and it always ended up on the floor. So I just stopped doing it and now I just place the sheets they need on that table and when it's their time they go get it. But it's still like just not as convenient as having it right there. But it is nice to have the whiteboards here. The only thing about having them all together is they smash and get scratches and peel. But I mean, that's wear and tear with anything in a classroom. My kids keep their Chromebooks in the bottom drawer because I don't have a charging station in my classroom. So for the whole week, they stay in there, they stay charged, it's great, really convenient. And then, like I said, math manipulative in that drawer. So I've just come to love this drawer system, even though I can't always find the most ideal place for them in the classroom. Like that one's great because it's out of the way. This is for robotics, by the way. This one is in the middle of the desks, but it's still out of the way of the other students. Yes, it's messy. I need to do a better job of, that's what I'll have my kids do during indoor recess. They love to clean, so I'll tell them to clean these things. Even though we sweep throughout the day, it still gets messy. I have the one right there, and then I have the other one up front. And coming from 4th grade, I had a lot more students, so I have an extra one under my desk, which is nice for my materials since clearly my desk is not much help, but that's also a good thing so I can stay organized. So those are my thoughts today. I feel like this was a very informative vlog. Let me know down below if you really, really enjoyed this because I feel like I talked about a range of topics and it's been so long since I've been this into vlogging. So I'm really excited and holding this in my hand, you know. But I'm gonna get out of here because my boyfriend just called me and he's headed home from the golf course. No, he did not go there all day. He was at work before that. So I'm gonna go meet him at home And thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying this 2 vlogs a week thing, let me know. I know this is only the first one, but look out for my Thursday and Friday vlog coming on Saturday morning. I think I'm deciding. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you are notified when those videos are posted. Also follow me on Instagram because I post in my story there when everything's uploading and going, so you can be here with us as soon as possible. And I love this. I'm so happy. Life is just good right now. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. That was a fail. Let me take that thing off. Bye.